Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. Your go-to place this winter and this spring when you'll be thinking about mulch and topsoil to make your yard look great. In the meantime, they've got all the great snow and ice melt products and anything else you need to get you through this winter season. 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. So we've got some winter weather going on today and for tonight and tomorrow. Winter storm warnings up for a large portion of central Texas. We have them up also for eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, southern Missouri, and southern Illinois. In the purple, those are ice storm warnings. Freezing rain is going to be a big deal with this particular system in much of central and eastern Arkansas, western Tennessee, and northwestern Mississippi. In the green, in northwest Louisiana and northeast Texas, we have flood watches up. And in the blue, surrounding the winter storm warnings, we have winter weather advisories that are snaking up all through Kentucky and into southern West Virginia. Few advisories up in north central New York, also in northwestern Colorado, and on up into northern Arizona. Right now, what we're seeing is the moisture that is building up through Texas, a very moist tropical flow coming out of the Pacific through Texas and into Arkansas and into the lower Tennessee Valley. This is not going to have any impact to the weather in the Northeast or in the northern mid-Atlantic states. There's very cold air in the plains that has moved on southward. And in fact, when we check out the latest surface map, we've got temperatures in the teens across Missouri, teens and single digits and below zero as you head up into Minnesota and Wisconsin. And all that air is funneling southward down into the lower Mississippi Valley and even into North Texas, where temperatures at the moment are in the mid to upper, as of 4 p.m. Eastern Time, they were into the mid to upper 20s. And meanwhile, here in the Northeast, we've got this scraggly frontal boundary that runs through central New England across Pennsylvania and then extends southward into the southeast and into the south in the Gulf states. And there's just these little weak waves that are moving along it, producing this overrunning precipitation. It is going to be on the order of 3/4 of an inch to up to 2 inches of liquid over the next several days in northeastern Louisiana and northwestern Louisiana and northeastern Texas. The half-inch line gets up into northern Tennessee and then extends up into northern Virginia. Here in the Northeast over the next 7 days, it's basically 1/4 to 1/2 an inch, and most of that's going to come after the weekend when we get a significant shot of cold air that's going to last all of about 36 hours. And this is the probability of freezing rain of at least 1/10 of an inch accretion. And you can see this large area from Texas northeast into western Tennessee where the probabilities are between 80 and 100%. And there's a large probability of 80% in central Texas of 1/4 of an inch of accretion. And that extends, the 50% areas extend up into Arkansas and into southwestern Tennessee. So a very significant system here with regards to icing. Now here in the east, the big story is a brief return to winter temperatures. And I'm using the European here. It's a little hard to see with the isotherms packed in so tight. But as we move through the next couple of days, we're sort of on the edge of some colder air that's going to hang around. And we're going to sit on the edge of that colder air until we get to Thursday. And then it warms up ahead of an Arctic front that's going to come by during early Friday. And then you see the temperatures just fall off the wall. By Friday evening, the 10-degree line is in northwest New Jersey into central Rhode Island. It's 5-0, -5, -10 in upstate New York and in Maine. And it doesn't hit bottom until we get to Saturday morning, where, at least according to the European, the 0 line is across central New Jersey and south central Pennsylvania. The -5, these are air temperatures, folks. The -5 is running right across Long Island to about New York City into northeastern Pennsylvania. -10 is just south of Boston. -15 is just north of Boston, south of Albany. So, I mean, we're talking bitter cold temperatures of 25 degrees or more below zero in upstate New York and in interior New England. And as fast as that cold air comes in, as we get to Sunday, by the time we get to Sunday afternoon, the 40s are pushing up along the coastal plain. Even temperatures up in northern New England, they're going to go from 25 below to 20 above. I mean, this is just literally a quick shot that's going to last 36 hours, and then we're just going to go back to the pattern that we've been in. So getting there, as far as precipitation is concerned, I'm going to use the GFS so you can see the precip type here. And you'll see this little wave that comes out tonight and Tuesday morning, flattens out and goes by across Virginia as rain and out. Then you have a second wave, and that produces precipitation in Texas and into the lower Tennessee Valley, freezing rain, that is. And then that goes out underneath us, little patchy areas of snow showing up Tuesday night into Wednesday morning in parts of Long Island and northeast New Jersey. Probably enough to maybe fill the cracks in the driveway. And then Thursday, the last wave goes by. This causes a major storm to develop out to the east near Newfoundland, and that pulls down very cold air on northerly winds. And that's going to be key as to how cold it gets. The GFS model is actually about 5 degrees warmer than the European. The European continues to insist that this air mass is going to be colder than the other models are advertising. But the same outcome after the cold air pulls out on Saturday. We're going to warm up quickly on Sunday. And then we might actually just see plain old rain develop as a wave develops along the coast and heads up to the northeast sometime later on Monday. So that's about as wintry as it gets for the coastal plain in the northern mid-Atlantic states on up into southern New England. Weather in 5 is brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. 631-756-1125 is the phone number, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. There is no Joe and Joe weather show tonight. Joe is doing a library talk at the Pearl River Library in Pearl River, New York. And if you go to the Pearl River Library website, you can get on the Zoom, and that starts at 7 p.m. So head over there, and Joe and I will be back tomorrow. I'm leaving you with a look at the radar as of 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7:35 Eastern Time. Have a great evening.